as the sunrise starts to show, warming up the motorway. You know you felt this way before, but can't recall.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday and that you spent time with your family or at least took some time off. I know it's kind of hard to do that if you're also a business owner. To shut your brain off can be really difficult, but I know it's so important. And I'm not gonna lie, I woke up today feeling so refreshed and just ready to reflect on the things I want to improve moving forward, to start kind of fresh. And I know that it's just another day, it's just another Monday, but honestly, just that mindset shift in terms of like, okay, now we got to kick it into gear and no more excuses, no more slacking off. I wanted to wish you all a happy new year. I hope you're doing wonderful. And before I completely put 2021 to a close, I wanted to make a video to talk about my income that I had last year. Last year was a little bit weird for me because I still had a full-time job for most of the year. So you'll be noticing that when I go over this, that it does include some of my full-time job income. And if I could give any advice to anybody out there that is maybe working somewhere and wants to take that leap, it's going to happen and you will know the right time to take the leap. Looking back now, I stressed over when the right time would be for me, and looking back, that it wasn't worth stressing because I just needed to trust in myself and trust that me taking that leap was going to help me grow tremendously. And even if it wasn't the right thing to do, I know that there's always a solution to everything. And that's why I'm just so grateful. I woke up today, I'm just so grateful. I have so many opportunities at my fingertips, and we all do. And yeah, I cannot wait for this year. I really feel deep down that this is going to be another transformative year. I think that in your 20s, every year is so precious because it's your time to figure it out and to kind of like kick it into gear and really just go after what it is you want to do. And if you want to make a change in your life, just do it. If you feel that pull to do it, all I could say is do it, because ever since I felt that pull and listened to it and stopped trying to please everyone else and just do what I know is going to make me happy, was the second I'm noticing so much growth. I wanted to, like I said, talk about what I made last year. I've had a few questions about that, and I don't want this video to come off as if like I'm bragging about money. Know that money is going to allow me to grow more in my business, and it just gives me the freedom to live my life to the fullest. It's not, you shouldn't have this like stigma around money. So I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I didn't want to jump into this video and make it seem like I'm just kind of bragging, because that's not what I want to do at all. Do you want to open your guys' eyes to the potential amount of money you can make with graphic design, and raising your prices and all of that is so important, because if you have been designing for a long time and you consider yourself more of an expert now, it's time to raise your prices so that you can reach your income goals and that you can just excel. So I feel like I'm talking a lot. Got some notes about breaking down every single all the income I received this past year in terms of the service types, as well as just other income types like my full-time job, my course, YouTube, all of the income that I receive. I also have some investments, but I don't really consider that income every year because that's something that we're just not touching. But it is kind of cool to look at that and be like, wow, I actually have a lot once I look at all the investments and those decisions I've made that are going to help me in the future. So without further ado, let's hop into my income breakdown, and then I'll also go over my budget sheet with you guys and show you what it is I'm saving this year to help me reach my new income goal. Because yesterday, on Sunday, I spent probably a good 3 hours working on my budget sheet and making sure that everything in there, that I'm accounting for every single bill I have, because although this income might sound great, I do have a lot of payments and a lot of bills, and I want to just be transparent with you guys in that. So I'm not going to give like exact numbers because I do find that money is a little personal, but I will definitely give you guys like a good range of the numbers that I'm going to share. I am a graphic designer. My main services are branding and website, and also just website design. So my very first income stream that I'm going to go over was my graphic design. So I have a graphic design category within my project management system, which is DUBSADO, and I have to be honest with you guys, I didn't categorize my projects very well this past year. It was a stressful year, and I really let go of my project management, so I did not categorize things that accurately. So I'm going to give you guys the numbers, but there's definitely an area where I did not categorize. But graphic design is like a broad category for if people just want a flyer or a business card or collateral, or maybe they just hired me to do something for a sign or a banner, whatever it is. This is what I categorize under graphic design. So within my graphic design category, I made around $3,000 to $4,000 in 2021. Okay, so my next category is social media. So this is not a service I really advertise or love doing, so it's not something I really foresee me making a lot of money in, but for social media I made around $1,000, and that could have also just been social media designs or social media graphics. So that is that category. The next category is logo design. So I think it was in September or October, I created a new package because I noticed there was a lot of people that came to me and they really just wanted they might have worked with another designer and they didn't really love the logo. So they really just wanted a logo design and they didn't want to have to go through the whole branding thing because they already are set back. So I created a custom logo design package, and that is what this is categorized under. And I really noticed this year that is like my service niche. I feel like logos, I love doing them. I find so much joy in it, and I feel like a lot of people come to me for that specific service. So within logo design, I made around $8,000 to $9,000 last year. The next service type is my website designs. So as you guys probably know from your own experience, website design, definitely you should charge a lot more for that because it's a very intensive experience and project. I feel like it takes a lot of time, and for me it typically takes like 6 to 8 weeks. I would say 8 weeks the majority of the time, and it really requires a lot of back and forth. It requires a lot of time. So my website design is definitely my highest, it's what I charge the most for. So for my website design services, I made around $17,000 to $19,000 last year. As you can see, that was definitely the key service for me. That definitely helped me a lot. And then the next service category is photography. This is also another service I started to add in. I really didn't advertise it a lot because I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it, but I only made around like $300 from that because I had one client decide to do that with me, and she's like one of my only clients. And now, as I mentioned, I didn't do very good at project managing, so I do have an uncategorized area, which I'm kind of mad at myself because I would love to have seen which ones these are, and I just don't really have the time to go through and figure out which ones I didn't categorize. But under my uncategorized one, I have around $5,000, so I'm not really sure what project that was from. So when we look at all of that total, all of my services, I made around $40,000. So I'm giving you just ranges of numbers because, as I mentioned, it's kind of personal, but $40,000 just from services, which is great. Honestly, I could probably live off just that and be fine, but I don't want to stop there. I feel like I definitely need to make more to live comfortably and to do the things I want to do in life. So I also had my full-time job from the months of January all the way until October. So from those months, I made around $30,000 to $32,000. which also is a really great amount. So this year is going to be a little bit skewed because I did combine those two incomes, and it was a very great, fruitful year for me because I did have two streams of income. But I will tell you, I was stressed. I had no time for myself, and it was definitely exhausting. But yeah, just wanted to mention that as well. So now we have my other income stream, which is my courses. And creating these courses, I honestly did it out of just wanting to do it because I love helping other people, and I feel like I've learned so much over the years. I definitely want to share that, and it's been awesome. I absolutely love doing courses, and this is really where I see my business going, is creating more learning platforms and courses and templates and just selling those because I know it will help, and I'm pretty confident with that. So with my previous course that I launched end of this past year, I made around $2,500 to $3,000, and I just want to thank all my students. You guys are amazing. I'm so proud of all of you who have already finished the course. I love it so much. I cannot wait to launch more, but that is kind of the ranges of what I made just with my courses. And then the other income stream I have is YouTube. I honestly have my YouTube going directly into savings, so I'm not touching that. I don't think about it. I don't sit there and think about what video is going to make me the most money. I just make a video because I want to make it and because I feel like it might be helpful. I feel like I have to preface that with this because I just feel weird talking about money. But with YouTube, I make around $200 a month, which, as I said, just goes directly into my savings. So when we look at all of this, I definitely feel like last year I was making a lot of my money from services, which is great, but I'm really trying to transform my business into more of a business, not so much a service-based business. I want it to be more of like a learning-based business, so I'll have more courses, more of those templates and things that are going to help other graphic designers. But when we add it all together, I made around $75,000, which is amazing. I'm very excited about that because I've actually never made that amount of money. I've worked in corporate companies. I've worked just a full-time job. I've definitely balanced the two, but last year I really raised my prices and I trusted what I'm worth and I grinded it out for a while. So I'm proud of this, but I definitely am confident that that can even improve. My goals for this next year, I sort of mentioned it on my last vlog about the amount of services and clients I want to get, as well as like passive income streams. But I did want to talk to you guys about like budgeting and what I'm saving and my bills and like just being honest with that, because although this income sounds great, I do have bills and a lot of things to pay for. So let's hop over. I'm going to record my screen and I will talk to you guys about my budgeting. I started recording my screen. I actually deleted some of my numbers in here just because, like I said, I feel like it's a little personal. So I wanted to just share with you how I'm organizing this and how I have been organizing this to help me. And then also just kind of showing you like bills and making sure that you're writing that down and being aware of what's going out and what's coming in. As well as like my plans for savings. So if you look at my Excel sheet right here, you'll see that I have like my overall budget for every single month. So I deleted some of the numbers in here, but under estimated income, this is where I would typically go look at my DUBSADO, see what it is I'm making this month and put that into here. I would also look at my which I should make another chart here actually for my other income streams that I mentioned, like my courses and my YouTube and all of that. And then basically just add it all up right in here by hitting like sum and doing it that way. So that is what I would do for that category there. Now in terms of my savings, I came up with this number that I want to save every month. That way I can reach my quarterly saving goals. So every quarter I want to save around $2,800 because I know if I do that every quarter, I will definitely reach my savings goal, which yeah, it's for my savings goal. So that's why I put those numbers there, and then I broke it out into what I would have to save every month. But I did set up so that my YouTube income, so every time I receive money from YouTube, I don't even see it, it just goes directly into savings. So technically, part of this is already getting saved. So wanted to mention that. In terms of bills, so as you guys will see, I have quite a bit of bills. We have a mortgage payment, and me and my boyfriend, we do split that. He does pay more of the mortgage just because we kind of sat down yesterday and we talked about who's paying for mortgage, who's paying for internet, electric, all of that, and it just made more sense to split it up this way. We got so lucky by investing in this home because it's already increased in value, and I would be paying the same amount for like an apartment right now. So yeah, that's really good still. Electric, we just called this morning to get a smart thermostat installed because we have noticed that our electric bill has been going up a lot just because it's been such a cold winter here. And then also we had a roommate that I think was like gaming and streaming and everything, which is fine, but I think it's gonna improve now that we have the smart thermostat coming, and we're just a lot more aware of the electric. This is like a high range of what it could be. Our internet increased in price. I went through I have Mint set up, and I was able to see how much I was spending every month on gas. And this could really change depending on if I drive home or if I leave the house a lot one week. But gas typically is like $100 a month for me. For food, this is definitely more, but my boyfriend and I split that up, so I'm going to be paying around $350 every month for our food, whether that's groceries or groceries, because we're trying not to eat out as much, because we definitely slacked off on that last year. So that's the food. Now, self-care, I wanted to include this because I like to treat myself to massages, or even like either nails or getting my eyelashes done, which is something I do want to start doing again just because it saves me time, makes me feel good, and why not? So I did include that here. For self-care, I have a $200 budget every month, so that's for that. We have pet insurance for Leo, so that's around like $25 every month. I pay for these are all of my business expenses right here. So Calendly, Shopify, Thinkific. I didn't include my WordPress or any of that, which I should do. But my domain is like $12 a year. And then for hosting, that is kind of expensive. So I definitely need to put that in here. But for these three, I broke that out into pricing. And then if you've ever been curious on like what insurance costs for a self-employed person, for me, I pay around like $260 every month for it, which is pretty crazy, especially given the fact that my deductible is like crazy high. So that are those numbers there. And then I also put my coffee expenses because I'm just realistic with myself. That's something I love to do. And I feel like that's something I just can't really cut out at the moment because I love going and it makes me happy, and you want to be realistic with yourself. So total, that's around like $1,900. So yeah, definitely adds up when you really write out everything you're paying for. But I'm confident that my income is like twice as much as that, so I'm definitely not too worried. So yeah, anyway, what I would do is add my estimated income every month and then subtract it by my bills and my savings, and then also make sure to add in my income. I could probably delete this and just make my estimated income include passive income, but this would be things like my templates on my website or coaching calls, all of that. And then this would be leftover depending on what these are subtracted from the income. So that's just kind of a peek into how I'm budgeting out everything this year. So yeah, like I said, I gave myself a coffee budget, I gave myself a self-care budget, because you don't want to like be unrealistic and then be disappointed with yourself later on that you didn't reach something. So I know for myself, I love getting a massage or doing some sort of beauty treatment, and then I also love coffee. So those are my 2 treats every month, and I feel very confident about this. I don't see why I would go off track unless I see something on Instagram ads that makes me want to purchase it, which always gets me. But I'm going to be really good about it this year, especially because I don't have that full-time income anymore. It's all dependent on me now, so I have to be more careful. Also, I do have an investment column on the chart that I didn't really go over, but I did speak with my boyfriend yesterday too, and he advised me to just invest into crypto and Coinbase all year. So I think that is my plan for investments, because I've always learned, this is something I've just learned from listening to other financial advisors and talking to my boyfriend, is that you don't want your money just sitting there. You definitely want to like invest it and grow it, because the value of the dollar is changing all the time. So that's something I really want to focus on this year, is making sure that I'm growing my money and not just letting it sit there. Very happy with how everything is coming along. I'm really pleased with my income last year, but also I thought I would just mention my income goal for next year, because I feel like just having a number to it and writing that out really helps you actually achieve it. So if I could give also any advice, it would be to script it out, write what it is you want to make, and have it on paper or on a document so that you can reach it, because if you don't write it, it's never really gonna happen. So for me next year, I do want to make around $90,000 to $100,000. If I can make 6 figures, I am definitely gonna celebrate, and I know I can do it. So, and I know that you guys can do it too. It all just comes into what it is you spend on, and being aware of that, and also making sure that you are charging what you're worth. So anyway, I feel like I've been talking for so long, but I really hope that this video was helpful to you guys. Also, I hope that you guys are having a great new year, and that you are excited for all the things to come. I'm so excited for each and every one of you. I know that we're all gonna like achieve so much, and it's just gonna be an amazing year. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about what I went over, please leave them down below, and I will definitely get back to you. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.
It's a small part of something greater. And when you get off this raging horse, sings to whatever